Hi everybody, welcome to Ageless with Adrianne. I'm Adrianne Caparuso. Today we're going to talk about form, and we're going to talk about the squat form. I talk about squats all the time because I find them to be a very important exercise for building lower body strength. And I think it's one of the key things for building quadricep muscles and your gluteal muscles, which we need for walking, any type of movement where we want to go from one place to another. We need these muscles strong. So let's talk about proper form, because a lot of times I see people doing this incorrectly. When you're doing a squat, and I'll talk to you about depth in a moment. When you're doing a squat, your knees and your hips break at the same time, meaning that they both bend at the same time. So you're not doing this, you're not staying upright and just bending your knees. You're breaking at the hips so your butt is going back at the same time that your knees are bending. So as if you're going to sit in a chair, pretend there's a chair behind me. My knees and my hips are breaking at the same time, and I'm coming back up. And what you should feel is some activation in your gluteal muscles, your butt muscles. You should feel them working when you're doing a squat. You should feel your quadriceps working when you're doing a squat. Let's talk about the next step in form. Your abdominal muscles, your core. You want to squeeze them tight. What does that mean? How do I squeeze my abs? Laugh. When you ha, and you feel that muscle tension in there, that's a squeezing of the abdominal muscles. The reason you do that is to support your back. So you want to make sure that the muscles around you are tight so that when you do that movement, your back isn't doing the work, your back isn't arching, your back isn't moving incorrectly. You squeezing your abdominal muscles will support that back. So what are we doing first? We are breaking our hips and our knees at the same time. We are squeezing our abs, shoulders back and down. We never want to be a rounded back when we're doing squats. So I'm squeezing my abs. My hips and my knees are going to break at the same time. My shoulders are back and down. My head is straight ahead, looking straight ahead. And here we are. Now you can see, I talked to you about a hip hinge. You can see that I'm not doing this rounded back, that even that hip hinge teaches you about a flat back, the hip hinge from a previous video. So here we are. Now, if you feel your gluteal muscles not engaging, if you feel that they are not doing the work, you don't feel them activated at all, you might want to do a shallower squat until you start to feel them activated. And put your hands on your booty. It's okay. It's your own butt. Put your hands here and do you feel muscles working? And if you don't, maybe your squat is here until they start to activate and you come up and squeeze. And you go down again and you come up and squeeze. If you feel them activating, you can go down further, deeper, and come up and squeeze. The other thing that I want to talk to you about in regards to your squat is your knees. Some of you have had knee replacements. As long as you're cleared by your doctor to exercise and move, squats are fine if you've had knee replacements. Some of you have arthritis, and that can be a little bit trickier. If you're not having a flare-up, please know that exercise helps arthritis. So exercise is still important. If it hurts when you squat because you have knee pain, try again. I spoke about a shallower squat. Try a shallower squat. Try here. Even in this position, instead of going down here, even in this position up here, I can feel my quadriceps activated. So facing forward, if you're doing it here, I can feel, I'm not deep at all in this squat. I can feel my quadriceps activated, my thigh muscles. One more thing I want to tell you to pay attention to for your form. Sometimes when there's muscle weakness as you're getting stronger, the knees go in, right? This is what your squat looks like. We don't want the knees to go in. We want them to stay out. So visualize separating the floor with your feet. So as if you're separating the floor with your feet, it will automatically keep your knees out when you go into that squat. So this is a shallow squat here I'm doing. Activation is happening in my quadricep muscles, my thigh muscles. My knees are not caving in. My abs are engaged. My shoulders back and down. These are a lot of cues, right? A lot of tips. Oh, you just told me to do this and this. It's hard to remember all of it. Just go one step at a time. From the side, Well, maybe I'll do it from the front first. From the front, I'm tearing apart the floor with my feet so I know my knees are aligned. I'm going to squeeze my abs next. That's the second step. My shoulders are back and down. And I'm going to go shallow as if I have joint pain and arthritis. And I'm going to go here, up and down. If I did it from the side, tearing the floor apart with my feet so that my knees stay aligned and they don't bend in. Squeezing my core, shoulders back and down. And I'm going to go a little bit deeper. Okay, so that is proper squat form. That is what I'm looking for when with my clients, when I have them do squats. If balance is an issue for you and you're concerned, you can always put a chair in front of you. If you're worried about falling backwards, which some of my clients are, have a chair behind you. Whatever you need to feel safe and secure as you activate those gluteal muscles and the quadricep muscles. It's important to keep them activated and moving for the reasons I stated earlier. You don't want to end up in a wheelchair. You want to make sure that there is some good resistance happening and you're forcing those muscles to work so that you can continue to function the way you want to function. If you have any questions or comments, you can leave them below. I hope you enjoyed the video.